I'm calling it out. You're being too humble and it's hurting your job search. In this video, I'm going to help you be more confident in your job search. I'm Kamara Toffolo, resume writer, LinkedIn consultant, job search strategist, and LinkedIn top voice who helps established professionals dare to do work differently and land great fitting gigs. I post new videos every Tuesday and go live every Thursday, so make sure you subscribe and hit the bell to get notifications. My videos will equip you with some of the most valuable information to make your job search easier, because job searching shouldn't be this hard. So why does confidence in your job search matter? Because confidence is convincing. And a job search is actually marketing of a product, and that product is you. Would you buy a product where the benefits aren't clear to you? Sell me this pen. Yeah, so this pen, yeah, you can write words with it, and you could draw a stick man. It's blue? Of course not. So when you aren't convinced in the value, benefits, and solutions that you bring to the table, how are you going to convince anyone else? You have to buy what you're selling before anyone else will. Here's the bottom line. You are your own job search advocate. No one else can be a better advocate for yourself than you. So when I see job seekers being overly modest on their resumes, LinkedIn profiles, or during interviews, it hurts my heart and head. When it comes to job searching and writing our resumes, many of us are worried about coming across as though we're bragging. But facts about your accomplishments, that's not bragging. But more on that later. In job searching, I see women hedging their bets the most. LinkedIn came out with some data in 2019 that shared that women are 16% less likely than men to apply for a job after they've seen it. Now, most job postings suck, as I discussed with Katrina Kibben during office hours. But I don't think this 16% is because job postings are crappy. I think it's because of a lack of confidence. This same study also revealed that recruiters are 13% less likely to view a woman's LinkedIn profile. So what that means is we're fighting bias as well as our own internal conflict, thinking that we might not have what it takes. Talk about an uphill battle. LinkedIn also came out with more data last week that showed that 80% of unemployed women are willing to adjust their job search strategies in order to land employment, as well as consider expanding their job search net by looking at other industries and professions. This is not necessarily a bad thing, but what worries me is that women think that they need to change their total career focus in order to land a job, when possibly, in reality, they could have been underselling themselves all along for the career that they actually want. So that's where today's video comes in. I'm not here to tell you that you lack self-awareness or you need to meditate or anything like that. I'm here to share with you a few strategies that will help you get back in touch with the facts about yourself so that you can in turn renew faith in yourself. So my first tip is to track your work wins. Have you seen that Twitter account that just reminds people to drink water? It has like 500,000 subscribers. I'm gonna start a similar account, but instead of reminding you to drink water, I'm gonna be reminding you to track your work wins, because most of you are not doing that. How easy it is to forget all the great things you've done at work. I mean, I can't even remember what I had for lunch an hour ago, but you won't forget if you write things down. Starting today, I want you to build a habit of writing down all your work wins on a regular basis until you retire. Do this daily or weekly? Doesn't matter. Use a Google Doc, iCloud note, pen and paper, also doesn't matter. But just do it and do it regularly. What are we gonna write down anyway? That project you rocked, that employee you mentored, that loss you prevented, that idea you had, anything and everything that you've done that has had a positive outcome at work. You may be thinking now, gee, Kamara, thanks for adding another thing to my list. You can thank me later. For real though, by tracking your work wins, you can revisit this list for a factual representation of all the great things that you did at work. Then you can use these facts to build your resume. Because I know many of you are worried about bragging, facts aren't bragging. Another thing about doing your work justice on your resume is that you're actually helping recruiters and hiring managers do their job. If you're the empathetic type, and I know that you are, try this on for size. Do you know how many crappy resumes recruiters have to go through on a daily basis? It's a lot. How about you make their job easier by showing them how qualified you are using the facts from your work wins file? They can thank you later for that favor too. The next tip is to take credit for doing your part. You know how movie credits are so long? It's because they're recognizing each of the individual contributors who contributed to the creation of the film. Can you imagine if they just gave credit to the team? What is even the point of credits at that point? I hear far too many job seekers, particularly women, say something like, well, I can't take credit for that. That was a team effort. But you're job searching for you, not them, so what do you mean? You can take credit and you should. Remember the favor to recruiters we talked about earlier? There's a difference between not taking credit and not taking all the credit. There are many ways that you can highlight your individual involvement in an accomplishment, even if it was something that was done by the collective. Here are a few examples. The key contributor example, which might sound like key contributor to digital transformation project that resulted in a 35% increase in efficiency. The instrumental method, which might sound like instrumental in launching a new SaaS product to market, achieving $2 million in first year revenue. And my favorite version, if it applies to you, you led the damn thing, which might sound like led a $3 million marketing campaign that resulted in 9 million social media impressions in 48 hours. So what are we achieving here? In none of these instances are you taking all the credit. The way these are worded make it very clear that you were part of a group who achieved a certain accomplishment. With these wordings, you're not revoking your rights to the accomplishment and you're not overselling yourself either. Still not convinced that you're awesome? Then let others tell you so. My third tip is to let others tell you how great you are. I bet you're told quite frequently how much of a difference that you make, whether it be from colleagues, clients, or if you're lucky, bosses. Every time that someone sends you an email saying that they appreciate you or appreciate your work, I want you to file that email in a positive feedback folder that you can revisit and read when you need a boost. I also want you to start asking for LinkedIn recommendations regularly. These recommendations can be from anyone who you've worked with professionally and enjoyed working with professionally. Recommendations don't begin and end at bosses. You can ask clients, peers, direct reports for recommendations as well. They can all speak to a different area of your strengths. Watch my video on LinkedIn recommendations to learn more. When the confidence isn't already in us, sometimes we need to look for it externally. By keeping a positive feedback folder as well as regularly asking for or receiving recommendations, it's like a mirror is being held up to you and saying, yeah, you rock. Also, just a hint, that positive feedback folder might have a few notes for your work wins file. And LinkedIn recommendations, well, those are just gold. What's kind of ironic is that a few days before making this video, I was having my usual office hours broadcast. And during that broadcast, I said that I wasn't the right person to talk about job search confidence. So there I was, lacking the confidence to talk about confidence. So I totally get it. Obviously, I ultimately decided that I was the right person to talk about confidence because I know what it takes to have a successful job search. I also get a lot of inspiration and encouragement from your comments on my videos, so I want to thank you so much for those. And here's my cue for you. How confident are you in your job search? Will you apply 1, 2, or all 3 of my suggestions? Tell me in the comments below and then update me on how everything goes. I make a lot of videos, but I also make free guides to help you in your job search. I'm currently working on a guide and checklist for networking. So if you'd like me to send that to you when it's ready, make sure to sign up for it. The link is in the description below. I'll send you my cover letter guide and checklist in the meantime. And if you're already signed up, great. I'll send you the networking guide and checklist automatically when it's ready. And if you found this video helpful, give it a like, share it with a friend, or click on my face over there and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.